So EG, you started your career obviously a much different point of the franchise than where it is now. You actually, by being traded, helped the team get to a place where they still winning. What's it like to come back after all these years?
Yeah, it definitely means a lot. And this was a situation I've always, wanted to be in and looking forward to. And they got a lot of talented guys, and I think I kind of fit the mold of, how they play and how they do things. And it's great to be back.
Why is it a situation you always want to be in?
Yeah, playing at the highest level. Right now they're for sure a playoff team, and they're a championship caliber team. You got a lot of talent on this team, and whenever you have a good team like this, things can come a lot more easier than when you're on teams that are trying to figure out ways to win before.
What is that favor and that contrast go from such a weak team to a team that's ready to win right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about having good minds alike and try to strive for one thing. And when you have that motivation, then you have a chance to, be efficient and do things at a high level.
Eric, I feel like at your age, you don't see a lot of guys still be as downhill of an attacker as you are. What's been the key to you? Obviously you can shoot the ball, but you remain. I think when you played them a couple weeks ago, you were getting the paint with ease. What's been the key to that, the downhill attack you have?
Yeah, with a young team, maybe the movement of, ball movement and all that. So whenever you get it, you got to make things happen. And, of course, when you're on better teams like this, things come to you a little bit easier. And those are things I needed to do for me to and the team to be successful. You got to be able to create your own shot. You got to be able to, knock down shots and just always be ready and be on the move for whenever you get the ball and have that opportunity.
With this team not really having a traditional point guard, Lawrence talked about how they just wanted to improve the top 8 or 9 on this team. You're obviously a guard who has that downhill presence. So how do you see yourself fitting from that perspective? You and Norman, probably two of the best attackers on this team right now.
Well, being with those guys, I think you need more of a floor spacer. Those guys are going to operate. They're going to be playing one-on-one some. And with me, I've played with players that have had the ball. Whether it's James Harden, whether it's Westbrook or Chris Paul. So I know what it takes and know what it's like to be on the outside of that. And like I said, I can still create my own shot, and that's what you're going to need to have to do when you have those guys on the floor. So just making the best opportunities when you do have the ball, when you have the group, but those guys can create easier opportunities for you too.
Do you feel like you're a point guard?
I can be. I did a lot this season with this team. I mean, with the Rockets, and I did pretty well. And I've always been playing 1 and 2 throughout my whole career. And if I'm playing 1 here, I think I'll be able to space the floor and create easier opportunities for them.
Eric, you mentioned floor spacing. Lawrence, Frank, the other day mentioned how you take some of the deepest threes in the league. Do you think when the topic of floor spacing gets brought up, around the league, people only look at shooting, but don't look at the distance of shots that can create even more space for people?
Yeah, for sure. Because if I'm on the floor with Kawhi or something, he gets the ball in the post or something, I'm gonna expand out, and he's gonna clearly see if someone's if a double team's coming my way or whatnot. And I believe in taking deep threes because whenever you catch the ball, it's more of an open shot instead of worrying about the distance of a shot.
Eric, this team came in with championship expectations and then obviously felt the need to make 3 key moves in the trade deadline. What did you, having been on championship teams, what do you feel like championship contender teams that this team may be missing, or what you guys kind of can add to this group around Kawhi and PG?
Well, all I know is what I can do, and I can space the floor for them, and like I said, I can create my own shot, and I see that they switch a lot on defense. I've been doing that past 7-8 years, and I guard bigs too. So, like I said, you got to have a two-way mindset, playing offense and defense, and I think I'm able to bring that.
You did I think for 6 years.
7.
7 years. Wow. I thought your name was always kind of involved with trade rumors, especially around the deadline. Is it almost like a sense of relief to know that something's finally gone through and you're on a new team that can contend now as well?
Yeah, I think it's been floating around. probably for a few years because I was the only real veteran on the team the past 3 years there. So, of course, it's going to be, an odd situation when you're looking at that when they're rebuilding. And so, yeah, I do understand that part. But, like I said, it's always good to be in this kind of situation where you have a chance to do something special.
Eric, there's a lot of fans still here that really fell in love with you during your first stint with the Clippers where you started your career. Do you have a particular moment or memory or favorite game or something that stands out from your first go-around with the Clips?
Man, there was a lot of them. I think, when I was here, we got better each year. And, we weren't really a good team, but we were at least getting better. And I was thriving here also. So can't pinpoint just one game, but my career did take off on a good start here.
I actually wanted to ask you about that point you made specifically. Your last season here, that was Blake's rookie year, and obviously you guys still weren't, like you said, a great team, but it did feel like the trajectory was starting in the right direction. Did you feel that way as well, where it's like, yeah, you guys were making the playoffs, but the optimism was actually kind of starting to emerge?
Oh, for sure. It was clear-cut that we were getting somewhere. We showed a vision, and got cut short when I got traded, but at the same time, I had a great time here, and like I said, it was all about me personally being better and the team being better. So it was, had a great time here.
You spent some time with Rocco in Houston. What do you recall about your guys' time together?
Yeah, Rocco's is great teammate for sure, good floor spacer, and you just need to use him whenever he's on the floor. And but he's for sure a great teammate. I'm pretty sure everybody else would say the same.
You mentioned playing with James, Chris, and Russ, three kind of ball-dominant guys. What do you think you learned from those stints that can be applied here with Kawhi?
Just, I would say other guys outside of them would need to make, like quicker decisions, being ready to shoot, be ready to drive. And that's because they're going to command a lot of attention. And whenever the other guys get the ball, is making the right decision at all times, trying to make lesser mistakes. Because when you have the ball, you guys are going to make mistakes and all that, but other guys around can't make mistakes, and you got to be aggressive.
What's your range? Like, what's the farthest you're comfortable from taking a three?
No, I would say I shoot as deep as the best of them. I've been doing that my whole career, and I just don't plan on stopping.
Eric, you're coming here with two other guys from two other teams, and Mason and Bones, guys who are different positions, different places in their careers. How much have you gotten to connect with those guys, and what kind of connection are you hoping to build, including those guys, as y'all trying to establish yourselves on this team?
Yeah, Mason, he's, very established big guy. He's going to fit in wherever he goes, Every team he's been on, he's fitted in, and he definitely will fit in here. And Bones, young guy, he's already been on the winning team, so he kind of now is, here he's still figuring out himself, but he's a good, young, talented player. And, but, like I said, we're all here to, try to expand on what they've been doing and try to be better.
I was saying that night as well, but I remember talking to his old AA team and saying, who's the best guy on this team? Bones, and the little skinny guy walked out.
Yeah.
Take me through that relationship and sort of what it's like now to be sitting next to him at the stadium?
We had this tight relationship since I was 11, 12 years old. I used to play for We Are One, and we had a former coach who was like a role model to us. He took us in under his wing, and he just showed us the ropes, through life. And that's how I met Marcus. I had played in front of him, at this one game in Philadelphia, and I feel like it caught his eye. And ever since then, it's just been a tight bond and connection. And back, when I was in the draft, I had came out here to work out for the Clippers, and he was the one who showed me around LA. We went out to eat, and he's just been a great, supportive system for me, and like a big brother, and I'm very thankful for him.
Would you talk that much, at least since you've gotten in the NBA, would you talk that much about just how to navigate certain things?
Yeah, of course. When we played the Clippers when I was in Denver, when we played them, we always chat for 5-10 minutes before the game or after the game. It always be great conversations, man. Just catching up and just talking about the beauty of basketball.
Bones, I actually wanted to ask you about that pre-draft experience. I saw your Instagram post and
Yeah.
talking about falling in love with this place and them
Yeah,
falling in love with you.
for sure.
And now being back here, talk to me about that.
It's been the same energy since I've been here since the draft. As soon as I walked in here, man, you just feel the contagious energy, the positive energy, and the genuine energy. And I'm just glad to be around guys like that, who are welcoming with open arms. It feels good.
Coach, what do you think you can do for Kawhi and Paul that they may have been missing?
Just alleviate some pressure off of them, scoring-wise, playmaking-wise. I feel like, sometimes they have so much of a load of, having to score and play make at the same time. So just alleviating some of that pressure off of them.
Well, I know you've been hooping for a long time. When Frank was talking about you, just like saying, you remind him of Lou Will.
Yeah.
Guy that we had here for a while.
Yeah.
Guy played in Philly for a while. Is there anybody that you kind of looked at coming up when you started hooping and kind of try to emulate your game effort?
Yeah, it's a funny story. A lot of people always ask me that. They always think I'm gonna say like, the Jamal, Lou, or either guys who had like played in the league. But I always say Hot Sauce. I grew up, watching him. He was one of those guys that I looked up to. I used to come home every day from school, eat a bowl of cereal, and put on Hot Sauce on my phone and just try to practice his moves. And I would go to the gym and work on his moves. So that was a guy that I looked up to. It really wasn't an NBA player, but it was Hot Sauce. Yeah, for sure.
How do you define? I mean, you're not really positionless is kind of a thing people talk about.
Yeah.
Clearly, that isn't the case all the time.
Yeah.
Point guards have certain responsibilities. Off guards have certain responsibilities. How would you define like where you fit in that kind of paradigm and where you feel like you still need to develop?
For me, I'm just a hooper. I can play off the ball or on the ball. Whether it's that, if I need to, run the offense or I need to, sit on the shooting guard spot or just be out there. I feel like I'm a hooper, so it's not hard for me to adjust, being out there on the floor. I'm a very dynamic player, so it doesn't really matter. And, a step, forward for me is, just giving that all effort for me on the defense end.
What did you learn from playing alongside Joker and Jamal Murray, like great players that you might be able to apply playing alongside Paul and Kawhi?
They're definitely different, talents. Joker is more of a, passer and, he does everything. But I feel like, PG and them do the same thing, but it's definitely different type of styles. PG and them are, I feel like they more like scoring and Joker is like a passing, and then if he has to score, he has to, But it's gonna be a great experience, over here. But also, it was a great experience playing with Joker as well too. There's two guys over here who's a phenomenal talent, and over there was one guy who's a phenomenal talent as well. So it's gonna be a great learning curve for me, and just try to pick their brain and be a sponge to everything.
Well, when things were kind of developing towards the end of last week, and the trade deadline was nearing, was this a place you were kind of eyeing, or the place you hoped you would kind of get traded to?
Yeah, like I said, I always thought I was gonna come here. During the pre-draft process, I really thought I was coming here. And when I got the call, I was doing jumping jacks inside my house. I was jumping up and down, just to be, back in his presence, because I felt like this was home for me when I first was here. And I just felt the love and just the being here and, as a presence. It felt, like they welcomed me with open arms since I first stepped foot on ground. So it's been a blessing ever since I've been here.
Just for transparency, just curious, what kind of happened at the end of the Nuggets tenure with you?
Frustrating moment. A lot of things this was going on. I just tried to stay locked in, but it happened. Just move forward from it.
What has your conversation been like with? I mean, you've only been here a few days, but the team doesn't have the traditional point guard right now.
Yeah.
Conversations with the coaching staff about the role you'll play in this team.
I feel like they haven't tapped into that. It's more so me, figuring out everything, figuring out all the plays, and then that stuff will, come, second nature. But right now, I feel like they're just like trying to teach me everything right now, the defensive schemes, the offensive plays and stuff like that, and just the culture of, Clippers basketball. So I'm trying to get used to that. And like I said, I'm a sponge to a lot of things, so I'll pick up on it fast.
You surprised me first with the hot sauce answer.
Yeah.
Because he was big to the culture.
Yeah.
Talk about you and your playmaking.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we always talk about what you can do scoring wise.
Yeah.
And you got 11 assists.
Yeah.
Yeah, about like 5 or 6 games where you got 6.
Yeah.
So can you talk about
For me, I feel like I never had the opportunity to, showcase, my playmaking ability and be able to play that point guard role a lot and show that, I'm just more than just a scorer. I'm actually a point guard, and I offer that at a high level. And if you put me in that position, I'm going to thrive in that position as well. So, it's something that, I'm looking forward to, and just to see what, what's down the line.
How do you see yourself getting those reps with this unit? Obviously, there's a lot of guys who are ball dominant.
Yeah.
With Eric and Norm.
Yep.
Do you think you'll be able to, right off the bat, be able to actually get those reps you're hoping for?
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I'm all about winning. Whether Coach Lou throw me in, if he don't, I know Coach Lou has a great plan, so it's not going to throw me off. But if I get them reps, I'm going to do what I do.
Where do you get your energy from?
God, You know, yeah, he's blessed me with that, man. Since I was a little kid, I always had, you know, contagious energy with a bright smile and just put, you know, a smile on people's faces. So I got it from God.
Who gave you the bones to do?
One of my childhood friends, she was a girl. Her name was Chicken, and she gave. I know what y'all thinking, chicken and bones, yeah, but you know, she gave me that nickname when I was young, and I came from North Carolina and I moved to Delaware, and I moved to the city in Wilmington, moved to the west side of Wilmington, and I was a kid who was new to everything. And I had went to the gym down the street from my house, and she was there, and you know, I was so skinny, and I always could hoop, but I didn't have a nickname, or you know, I just went by my first name, and she's like, nah, we gotta make a nickname for you. She's like, you know, you kind of skinny, like you really skinny, and then she's like, we're gonna call you Bones, and it just went and just stuck with me ever since, and it's been a great name for me.
Who got the nickname first? Was it Chicken or Bones?
Chicken, yeah,
Can I ask you about that meme you had? Staring at
yeah,
I mean, I don't think I've ever seen before.
yeah.
How did that happen? Is that just something you just felt like doing in the moment?
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, a lot of people thought I was, like, you know, actually, like, doing it on purpose. I really, like, looked at the camera because I was like, man, he's not going to call the foul. Like, you know, it wasn't like, oh, that layup was cold or that layup was, like, a nice layup. It was like, I'm looking at, like, dang, he's not going to call that a foul. So, and the camera was supposedly just right there, so it was just perfect, man. It was just a perfect meme. But I woke up the next morning, I seen it everywhere. I'm like, man, this is crazy.
It was a nice layup.
Yeah, appreciate it.
This team, you go from a team with championship aspirations to another team with championship
Yeah.
aspirations. With 20, I think 2 or 3 games left.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's enough time for you to build the rhythm with these guys? And
Yeah, like I said, I'm a sponge to everything, man. I'm a hooper, so it doesn't take me long to fit in anywhere. Just gonna go out there, whatever the guys need, you know, I'm just gonna provide that at a high level and just be a sponge to everything, and you know, be that guy who, you know, contribute to winning.
You can get hot real quick. What do you think that first time for you is going to be like when you get hot in crypto before an LA crowd?
Ah, man, I feel like it's gonna be even more electric. We in LA. I don't know how, you know, they get here, you know, as far as when guys get hot, but if it's, you know, for me, I feel like I had that energy to ignite a building and get everybody into the game, so it'll definitely be fun.
Do you think with Marcus being here, it helps you integrate like a little bit better?
Yeah, way better. You know, comfortable wise, go to him for questions. You know, and him just being that supportive system for me, knowing that he, you know, is like a big brother to me. I can go to him about anything, so that's going to help a lot, man, just to have Marcus Morris here.
Marcus also the other day called you and Brandon his twin.
Yeah.
Do you have a previous relationship with Brandon?
Yeah. You know, I seen Brandon around like the circuit and stuff like that. We never had like a close connection, but as soon as I got here, or I mean, not as soon as I got here, but when I got traded, he was on like the first person that texted me, like, you know, welcome to the family and stuff like that. And when I got here, you know, we hung out, we got something to eat, we chopped it up, and he's been like a great, you know, teammate. But all these guys are great, man. They all got like genuine energy, they positive, and they just, you know, great, you know, teammates. Just you know, enjoy the rest of the season.
what were your impressions of this team before you got here?
Playing against them, just how good they are defensively, obviously, and then you know, we played the Clippers tight in Charlotte early in the season, and then when we came here to LA, I think they got up by 30 or 40 and really controlled the game at both ends. So just a veteran team, a team that knows how they want to play, and seemed really disciplined that second time we played them. And then obviously the first time, you know, Kawhi hits the game winner, which he's done before. So it was an impressive closing of that game.
In your short time here so far, have you kind of been able to speak with some of the guys and get an understanding of what your role would be? And obviously you're a veteran, you've been in the league for a while.
Not necessarily, you know, talking to some people in the front office and on the staff, yes, but this will be the first times on the court with teammates. So, you know, like you said, just getting an understanding for how they want to play and what they want to do.
Basically, when it comes to your ability to pass the ball, something that Frank brought up was the 2016 playoff series when he was with Portland, and he was the outlet guy when they were trapping Dame or trapping CJ, picking the Clippers apart. I remember y'all won the last 4 games in that series. How do you feel like your game as a passer has developed even since that advanced point?
Yeah, I think it's, you know, it always looks, passing is always better when you play with really good players. So, you know, I think just getting into different situations and understanding spots where guys want the ball, and then getting some kind of chemistry with them, it makes it easier, and something I look forward to bringing.
Is there anything that you picked up, like just playing with different guys, that helps that chemistry come along faster?
Yeah, I think just talking through things, understanding when a guy wants to back cut, or when he wants to come off a DHO, or if it's matchup dependent, if it's time of game, if it's they're looking to get an easy one to get themselves going. All those things, guys. I think if you can understand how your teammate thinks about the game, it makes you better at setting them up. Like for example, when I played with Terry Rozier, if he came off a couple DHOs or pin downs and guys were really aggressive to deny him, I knew the next time he was back cutting. So things like that can help.
Mason, welcome first of all.
Thanks.
And, I wanted to ask you about Zoo, because he's
Mhm.
pretty much been the only traditional big in the rotation for most of the season. And
Yeah.
now with you coming, you guys could be, or project to be, a pretty good tandem. I wanted to ask you just what your impression was of Big Zoo before coming over here.
Just someone who's gotten better every year he's been in the league. I remember playing him when I think he was a rookie or second year, and he's just improved. And then, I haven't seen a ton of games this year, but you look and you see like the 30 rebound game, and that's a hell of a thing. So, he's obviously, held it down and done a great job. And, to be able to come in and help him is something I want to do.
What were you able to find in that January, early February stretch when you were putting up numbers?
Yeah. I think a lot of it is just, my approach is, how can I help us win? And we weren't scoring the ball well, and we weren't efficient shooting where I was at. So, it was a lot of getting more on the offensive glass and then looking to score more when I did get the ball. So I'd attribute it to that.
When you see a team like this that doesn't necessarily have this traditional point guard type of role here,
Yeah.
Span starting right now, given that you're such a playmaker, do you feel like that's a role you could really just kind of plug into and be really helpful right away?
Definitely. Yeah.
Mason, you mentioned with Terry,
Mm-hmm.
you guys kind of had an understanding of black and white back cut.
Yeah.
With other guys, obviously you need to talk to them, but with certain guys that you've been around, is there kind of like an innate ability, like an understanding, even without speaking?
Yeah.
What they're gonna do?
Yeah, that's kind of why I was speaking to with him. And when you can develop that with guys, it's fun. It can get you 1 or 2 easy buckets a game. And, in a 4 or 5 point game, that's significant. So, always looking for ways to get guys easy ones, and it's a good thing.
How does that come about though? Like being able to do it without communicating or having much talk? Is it just from watching what they do, or just, how does that process kind of play itself out?
I think just experience together, shared experience, I guess, like being in different game situations, practice games. It has to happen a little quicker here, given that we aren't going through preseason, training camp, all that. But, the thing about a veteran team or guys who have been in the league for a while, I think hopefully we pick up things quicker.
Jason, you've been in the league for a decade now. What do
Yeah.
you feel like, especially as a big, you are most comfortable and at your best
Yeah.
defensively, and where are the ways where the team's going to need to support you the most defensively?
Yeah, defensively, I've never in the 10 years I've never established myself as a premier shot blocker, right? So like to me, being in drops is probably not my best default. I'm capable, I can do it, but I'm most comfortable being up at the level, impacting the ball coming off the screen, switching out on smaller players, and that's something that's maybe unique to other bigs that are traditional bigs in the league.
Obviously, I brought up 2016, but
Mhm.
2020 you saw the Clippers too.
Yep.
More of these guys are here,
Yeah.
and you saw how that playoff series went
Yeah.
with the Nuggets. And best team in the West is Denver. Like we're going
Yeah.
to see them again in less than 2 weeks.
Right.
When you think about Nikola and what you're not going to stop him, but
Right.
how to play against a team like that and continue, what insights do you feel like you have that big off this team?
I think you said it. Some guys are so good, you're not going to stop them. But can you make them inefficient? Can you keep them from making their teammates super efficient? I think the one thing with Joker is, he's he's obviously incredible in his own right, but when he gets his power forward to be 8 for 10 for the game, or he gets his point guard, 3 wide open threes, like that's a dynamic that you have to take away. So yeah, that was a really good series, but look forward to playing them.
When you guys, what Lawrence spoke the other day, talked about getting guys to compliment Kawhi and PG the best.
Yep.
I guess, how do you compliment Kawhi and PG the best?
I look forward to learning that. This will be our first time on the court together today, so just come in listening and trying to understand.
Basically, just feel like, everything about the moves that they made was to pursue a championship.
Yeah.
What was it like to step in after a trade and
Man,
tell me about 3 games left in this year for this team to get so much, to not have that much runway.
Right.
The big stakes that are on this roster.
Yeah, it's a privilege, honestly. Like you don't, I've maybe been on 2 teams where we even talked about championships. So, and that's in 10 years. So to come into this situation it's an opportunity. It's something I don't take for granted.
This team has a couple of young bigs on 2 ways with Musa and Moses. As a vet, what are you looking forward to maybe helping those guys with? Yeah, just
helping them understand, as I am myself, what the staff wants, and then giving them that. I think as a big on in the league, and this team in particular, like these guys said, just how can you make the stars play even better? How can you help the next guy? That's really what the role is anymore, and it's an important one. So if I can share that with those guys, I look forward to it.
Why do you go 44?
Family number. It was I had some uncles, and on my mom's side of the family, a lot of people were, so just went with it.
Just when I was talking to Nico Batum on Friday after the trade deadline, he said that you got to Portland as soon as he left Portland,
Yeah.
and you got to Charlotte shortly after he left Charlotte.
Yeah, I've been following him.
I think you guys finally together.
Yeah.
I guess it's going to be like to play with him.
I'm looking forward to it. It's funny. I don't know him at all, but everywhere he's been, Dame loved playing with him. I was just talking to Marvin Williams. He loved playing with him. I haven't had anybody say it back. Cliff, the coach in Charlotte, loved coaching him. And you just hear about how ball friendly he is. How he makes the right play, and he shot the hell out of the ball when we played you guys here. So I'm looking forward to playing with them. Yeah.
So you got a left hand jump shot now.
Yep.
How comfortable are you breaking that out?
Yeah.
I mean, you get some outside the paint shots.
Yeah.
How comfortable are you breaking that out when you left open?
Yeah, I'm comfortable with this. It's something I changed into last season and then spent the off season with it. So it's comfortable.